Good morning, Speaker. You have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Start with the item. 曾和你相爱如天命难违的凑巧，为何与你对决变成轮回的纷扰？爱如那长啸的海潮，退去时缥缈，我的心不再计较。Dana 他似毒药，我早应该已经知道，为何却不停地要？我怎么才能登上你的爱情诺曼底？别让天与海的距离衡量爱与恨的对立，怎么才能让我登上你的爱情诺曼底？狂奔在破晓的大地，
General public comment.
拼了命也要找到你。So I'm here to talk about our Los Angeles mental health support program because I want to ask our city attorney and our city council for help because last year, my parents asked me to go back to Africa, but I denied my parents' request because I said, at this point, Dana is more important. But however, Dana did not show up in the Christmas dinner, and then Dana did not show up under the mistletoe. So that will give me a lot of mental health crisis when I reach out to our 211 Los Angeles mental health support, and I just want to ask that I'm waiting for Dana for the whole night, Christmas night, New Year's Eve. Nobody showed up. Our 211 mental health support does not give me support, and then Dana does not even giving me a hug. So in the future, I wish our city of Los Angeles can provide more mental health support because Dana abandoned me. I love you, Dana. Thank you.
Speaker, your time has expired, and if you are actually seeking help, Speaker, then please let the sergeants know so that we can find you somebody to speak to.
Good morning, council members. My name is Ella Campbell, and I am a student advocate with the Sunita Jain Anti-Human Trafficking Initiative at Loyola Law School. I'm here today to speak about LA's preparations for the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympic Games. Sex trafficking is a serious issue, but increased awareness of sex trafficking linked to major sporting events has led to diverting the focus and resources from the more serious, evidence-based risk here, labor trafficking. These major sporting events heighten the risks of labor trafficking and exploitation due to large-scale infrastructure projects and a demand for cheap labor. For over 20 years, forced labor has been a documented but unaddressed issue in major sporting events, prevalent even in the most recent 2024 Paris Olympics. The International Olympic Committee and host cities have failed to adequately address human trafficking risks, and to safeguard against these concerns, LA must properly prepare. LA must show what protection for workers looks like, and also that global sporting events can be organized without perpetuating forced labor or trafficking. SGI has prepared recommendations to prevent and address trafficking at every stage that will be passed out. I would also like to note that as of now, 3 senators and 6 assembly members support SGI recommendations to prevent trafficking ahead of major sporting events. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Elisa Valencia y trabajo en Fly Food Group.
My name is Alicia Valencia and I work with Fly Food Group.
El día 22 de enero tuvimos un incendio en la cocina. Yo iba comenzando mi turno.
On January 22nd, there was a fire in the kitchen and I was just about to start my shift.
Mis compañeros empezaron a gritar que saliéramos. El fuego fue casi de 2 metros.
And my coworkers actually were screaming for people to get out, and the fire ended up having a reach of 2 meters.
Yo no sabía ni qué hacer. Nunca nos han capacitado para algo como esto que nos pasó.
And I had no idea what to do. We never received any sort of training on what to do in these emergencies.
No me siento segura en mi trabajo. Esto no es la primera vez que nos pasan. Hemos tenido muchos incidentes.
And I don't feel safe at work, honestly, and this is not one of the first time that we've had incidents like this.
Los sprinklers no funcionaron, nunca se activaron en todo el incendio.
And during the entire fire, the sprinklers were never activated. They didn't work.
Necesitamos que nuestra compañía sea inspeccionada para poder trabajar más seguros. Yo y mis compañeros, que somos 700 empleados.
We need for the company to be inspected to make sure that we're all working in a safe environment. And
No
I'm
dejen-
speaking for myself as well as the 700 other employees.
No dejen que nos quememos ni tengamos otro accidente adentro.
Please don't allow for there to be another accident like this and for us to be burned in the fire.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Araceli Bersanes.
Good morning, my name is Araceli Bersanes.
Trabajo para la compañía de Flying Food por 9 años. El 1 de abril cumplo 10 años.
I work at Flying Food. I've been working there for 9 years, and I will be making 10 years on the 1st of April.
Yo soy una de las personas que quedó encerrada en un cooler cortando pan.
I was one of the people that was locked inside of a cooler just for bringing in bread.
Y otra compañera también estaba conmigo.
I had another coworker that was with me.
Oímos la alarma de incendio.
We
Pero-
heard the alarms for the fire.
Pero esto es común. A veces suena la alarma y seguimos trabajando.
But that's pretty normal for us. Sometimes we hear the alarm for the fire, but we all keep working.
Mi compañera y yo, cuando decidimos salir del cooler porque ya no soportábamos el ruido de la alarma, caminamos hacia la puerta para abrirla y estaba laqueada por fuera.
When my coworker and I were ready to leave the cooler, and the alarm was just too much for us to stay inside, we realized that we were locked. The cooler door was locked from the outside.
Tocamos la puerta duro y empezamos como a gritar para que nos pudieran auxiliar.
We started knocking really hard against the door of the cooler and started screaming for someone to help.
Y
So, Speaker, your time has expired, but just if we could let her know that her time has expired, please. But for everybody who's here, and I'm going to ask the interpreters make this announcement as well, if you're speaking to an actual complaint about a code issue, you can always make a formal complaint with LADBS, that's the Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety.
Bueno, lamento mucho, señora, pero se ha acabado su tiempo para el comentario. Este es un anuncio para toda la audiencia. Si quisieran hablar sobre algún incidente que ha pasado, especialmente en este caso, como es un incumplimiento de código, siempre pueden presentar una denuncia en el Departamento de Construcción y Seguridad de Los Ángeles. Es LADBS por sus siglas en inglés.
And you can do so online at their website.
Es una denuncia que se puede presentar en línea en la página web de este departamento.
Or via phone, and I will state the phone number now.
Y también puede presentar esta denuncia por teléfono y les voy a dar el número ahora si quieren apuntarlo.
It's 888
888
524
524
2845.
2845.
Thank you.
Muchas
Next
gracias.
speaker.
Before our next speaker, I want to call on Councilmember Yaroslavsky for a special announcement.
Thank you, Council President. I'm very honored this morning to welcome the 68th class of the Coro Fellows Program in Public Affairs. If y'all can please stand up. They're joining us today in City Hall for a City Hall Day. As some of you might know, colleagues, Coro is a program that leaves a real mark on the people who go through it. I was a Coro Fellow myself, as I know Council Member Nazarian was as well. I came to Coro after I'd already started my career in land use law. I was at a point where I knew big law wasn't for me and was interested in public service. Coro was the bridge that connected me to public service. It gave me the confidence, the training, and the relationships to take that step. It also gave me and so many others something just as valuable, which was an incredible network of mentors and lifelong friends who continue to shape how I lead and how I serve. These fellows are wrapping up their government placement. My office was proud to host Sophia Martinez, who supported our work on housing and land use policy during her time with us. Thank you, Sophia. To the entire Coro class of 68, thank you for choosing public service and for being here today. So please join me in recognizing them for choosing this as their path, and welcome to City Hall.
All right, next speaker.
Good evening. Good morning. My name is Ramon, and I'm a senior lead organizer with Local 11. I hope all of you heard two workers that experienced a fire at a LAX facility, a facility that gets a permit by this city. And two of those workers got trapped while there was a fire happening. We have gone to LAWA 45 times, and they haven't done anything. Matter of fact, CEO of LAWA, John Ackerman, the next day that there was a fire, workers went to tell him about their experience, and he didn't show up. They waited 3 hours. Instead, they called the cops on them. This is not an isolated event. This is ongoing. Leaders of this city, these workers need your support. They need you to make flying food accountable. Shut down that kitchen until we have proof that it's safe for workers. Thank you. I got OSHA complaints that I'm going to give to the Sergeant at Arms.
Go ahead.
I am Suzanne Contreras, as of the Virgin Mary of the United States of America, that live here in the New Testament Bible. It was my children. They are the saints. And my wound has been taken from me that in my generator out of my body that has the power that makes, and then President Trump, I want to fill out a form that I fill out that it be put back. And my children live here and reside. They are the saints, and they are protected by the Carson Sheriff's Department. They reside here in the state of California, that we live here. I want to make it stated that we live here and that we are protected because we are the angels that live here in this state with you that is in the New Testament Bible. We are alive when we live here. But it is in secrets of us that we live, but I'm going here to tell.
Speaker, your time has expired. We have to give everybody the same amount of speaking time. If you'd like to provide additional public comments, you can do so at lacouncilcomment.com.
I'm reporting this because
Understood,
we are be protected.
But for public comment periods, we have to move on to the next speaker. So,
am I done?
I would like to thank Councilwoman Imelda Padilla for hosting a very successful, groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. I appreciate her hospitality and well wishes to all concerned people of the Sepulveda Island area of West Van Nuys. Let's hope that the apartment dwellers, homeowners, and concerned citizens take initiative to keep this area of Van Nuys in good shape. I would also like to wish the new fire chief, Jaime Moore, a better outlook for the crisis of the recent wildfires. Let's hope that these citizens could get back on their feet and in their homes. In closing, let's shed some love and light to all of Los Angeles if we have the right attitude. Thank you.
Sir.
good morning. And what would you like to speak to? There's only one item open for public comment. That's item 4. It is a REAP item.
Item 4 in public comment, sir.
Okay, and it's specific to the property located at 3034 East Chaucer Street.
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general.
Item 4. Well, you know what? I'm going to pass on 4 because Mr. Lee's not here and I don't want to go after him because a lot of stuff has happened up in Porter Ranch and it's an embarrassment. But let's move on to public comment. You know, I was watching the city council on Wednesday and it was beautiful. I saw the African-American community here and it was like so colorful and exciting. And then I wake up this morning and the most evil man is showing the Obamas as something that was so disgraceful. And he showed himself as king. You know what? If each and every one of us don't start fighting this animal, we're going to succumb to him. He's going to take what he wants. So I'm not seeing enough happening here. And that's why we need to help the young kids in our community. And this is going to go to Miss Padilla. Miss Padilla, you become an example to a lot of young people out there. And we have 2 young ladies who have an opportunity to go to Italy to play soccer. And we're going to raise the money for one of them because her family can't afford. And I hope that because you are an example, you can help us raise some of that money for her. Thank you again for the wonderful event.
Thank you. Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker.
Councilmember Hutt, this is directed to you, so please don't walk out. My name is Eric Langberg. I'm a photographer who's been documenting LA's response to ICE. I've spoken to you guys before about visual metaphor, so I'm here to talk about what I witnessed on Wednesday when thousands of students walked out of high school and marched against ICE. Councilmember Hutt, I'm your constituent. I know several of you were there, but it was exceedingly frustrating to see you sitting on the lawn of City Hall while thousands of students were in front of you asking for help with ICE. Thousands of students, and some of you sat there and listened to an Airbnb executive say that this concert series represents LA opening its doors to say, you are welcome here. Thousands of students in front of you demanding help with ICE, and you sat and listened to an Airbnb executive talk about what a welcoming city we are. Minutes after that, I took photos that have been seen 10 million times online that depict LAPD arresting someone on behalf of an ICE agent in a mask that said police, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is the marker of the Boogaloo Boys, a right-wing militia intent on sparking civil war. That was happening while you were at that jazz event. Please fix this.
Good morning, and what would you like to speak to?
Just general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
So first of all, I'll talk about how some of you seem to have not commented on the fact that the current chair of LA 28 is in the Epstein files. So that's very interesting, and it seems like he may have had an interesting relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So maybe you should all be calling for him to resign. Yeah, I don't think all of you have done that yet. So that's very interesting. Maybe you should all pay attention to the public comment. So also, once again, we've got LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell openly stating that he's going to refuse to enforce the laws that require that prevent ICE from wearing masks while on duty, even though that is the law now, or will be soon probably. So he's just actively aiding and abetting ICE. Fire him. You can do that. I don't know why you're refusing.
Good morning, council members. My name is Alex Chavez with Sunita Jain Anti-Human Trafficking Initiative at Loyola Law School. I'm here to address Los Angeles preparations for the Olympics and the World Cup. We urge the council to enforce the city posting requirements on human trafficking awareness and for the FIFA, and call on FIFA and LA 28 to each invest $200,000 to $300,000 in public awareness efforts. We also urge the enforcement of procurement standards and sweatshop ordinances and funding for independent worker-led audits of events related to contracts that detect wage theft, recruitment fees, and unsafe conditions. We recommend regular interagency coordination meetings with public health officials, survivor advocates, and immigration advocates as well, so that survivors can access resources without fear of punishment, especially related to the recent ICE raids. We also request the City Council create safeguards for separating workers from ICE and prevent ICE raids during the Olympics and the World Cup.
Sure. And as usual, the agenda in general is a glaring testament of just how incompetent the sleazy council is a singular item on the entire agenda available for comment. There is nothing to do but remove one property on Chusser Street from REAP, which I support only if soon-to-be indicted Marquise Dawson and currently on trial criminal Kern Price do not vote. Only one item, because these corrupt clowns have bankrupted the city, while 80,000 homeless epidemic rages on, especially in the black communities of the
So, Speaker, this sounds more like general. Would you like to move to general public comment?
Well, no, this is tied to REAP, okay? And on trial Price Poverty Pimp Hut. General public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
To listen to Dawson and Hutt talk about black history made me want to vomit. These corrupt poverty pimp clowns are actually put in place to suppress. Sleazy Marquise Dawson evicted the area the AFIBA Center, the Black community's 20-year-old community and cultural center, and turned it into a COVID testing site with votes of Dimwit Nithya Raman, Bob Gaza Genocide, Bloomfield, Criminal Curran Price. Yesterday, Bob Gaza Genocide, Bloomfield, and Mr. Pumpkinhead City Attorney illegally removed Mr. Herman for holding up a sign. This violated SB 1100, Brown Act Section 54957.95. The First Amendment, free speech statute. The suppression of public speech is how this corrupt, criminally insane council does its dirt. So the public is, thank you.
Thank you. And to clarify, so the council's sign rule is in place not to discriminate against any content on a sign, but the reason why it's restricted to posters or signs that are 11 by 8 or roughly that amount inches is because we have multiple people who attend these meetings, and signs larger than that tend to block both the views of the members, the staff, but importantly, members of the public. So in terms of
Council President, those are all the speakers for the allotted time.
I'm getting word that there's one more speaker, so we're going to allow for that additional speaker. We're retrieving the microphone.
Hello?
Good morning. Yes, so we can hear you. What would you like to speak to?
I have a problem with not you guys necessarily, but you guys do the cleanup things and they're doing over in the Skid Row area. They're getting everybody off the streets, but the gentleman that bought, I'm sure you already heard this because I've seen it. I've been here a lot. They bought those buildings. Is not keeping them up or anything. And the cleanup you guys are doing is making them all sneak in to all the buildings. And he's not housing anybody, so nobody's getting housed. And it's amongst other things. There's so much to say. But I mean, I guess, is Isabel here? Because I guess her district. She's not here. I gotta go to my credit union. It's right across from her office. So, I even still have to go to the court. They gave him the receivership because this gentleman, Leo, keeps buying properties and he's not keeping them up, or the management he got doesn't know how to manage. None of them ever took any kind of management classes. Lots of people are suffering. A lot of people aren't being housed. And it's causing problems, just like there's no maintenance men, there's no managers.
So, Speaker, your time has expired, and we have to give everybody the same amount of time.
Sure thing. I just, please do something. Or is this?
Thank you. Can you just have him wait over there on the side for just a minute? And thank you for coming for public comment.
Baptism by fire. I wanted to congratulate Luigi for his first day in the big chair. It's good to see you. And also, colleagues, for announcements, if you haven't heard, there's going to be an incredible concert on Sunday. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio is going to be performing, otherwise known as Bad Bunny, at the Benito Bowl. And so I want to encourage everybody to tune in and really make sure that we have all eyes focused where they belong on this incredible performer that is going to, I know, electrify the stadium. So I want to make sure that everyone is focused on the right show on Sunday. So go Benito.